Welcome back to Occultists Anonymous. Blades in the Dark. The Second Job, Part 2.
Yay.
As always, we are sponsored by Roll20 and supported by our patrons. Their names are: A Wild Duck has appeared in the wild grass. In the tall grass, excuse me. Adele, Al, Alan Michael, Alexander, Bernie, Blood Angel, Brandon, Chirp Chirp, Chris, Daniel, Delore, Emil, Funzu Suru Ali, George, Jack, Jenny, John, Josh, Camo, Catfeathers, Crazy Man, Michael, Milo, Moku, Neo, Noba, Other Michael, Perry, Puppeteer, Ramon, Roy Visgrad, Ryan, Shashara, Cinna, That Dude, The Arcane, Thomas, Toast, Usuf Sama, Vortex, Woodfoot, Wreck-It Ralph, and Zoltan. When last we left off, we were mid-heist at a fancy engagement party in a fancy manor house belonging to Lord Merryhall. A couple of our crew had drawn at least minor attention from other party goers. Cricket, in her case, has got the attention of a big hulking, I just lost the name, Daniel Adelaire. And I should have mentioned part of the consequence is that is everyone familiar with clocks?
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
As a game mechanic, not as sort of the things that tell time. Okay. So for those of you at home, a clock is a circle filled with a number of segments. It can start as slow as 2. It could usually they're between 4 and 8. And they are when things go wrong or things get complicated, one of my moves as the storyteller is to fill in a clock. And when it fills in completely, usually whatever that agenda, whatever that clock is related to, occurs. So in this case, this is sort of our guards and nobles being alerted that something fishy is up. It won't immediately put everything into lockdown, but it is like people are going to get more and more suspicious as this clock fills.
Okay.
So Daniel being focused on cricket is one segment of this 4-segment clock. And the more desperate of a position you're in and the worse you fail, the more segments I will fill in at once. But if you just a 4 to 5 result on a risky standard might be 1 segment, that kind of thing.
And that would be not necessarily that would be the
consequence.
That word.
The resistible consequence, yes. So I should have remembered to say that last time when we were talking about whether or not you wanted to resist, but I don't know if that changes your opinion of what you want to do.
I think I'm fine with this being on this. This is like, because this is just one tick towards, and I figured we would be approaching something like that anyways. So,
and fishing for desperates is good anyway. So,
all right. So I think we'll circle back around to Hook.
Yes, Hook, who has...
What have you been doing, and what do you want to accomplish?
Having a few more dances, and, kind of making the tour and chatting with people and introducing himself as, friends that people totally know and should totally recognize, and just putting them on a spot. And especially once Cricket has gathered quite a bit of attention, and Hook is a little bit jealous, but is not going to make a big deal about it, is going to try and catch eyes with Ingrid and basically turn her into an accomplice on snooping on Lord Merryhall's books.
Okay. Try and find like a library or a study or something.
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
And explain that, he needs an assistant to help provide cover for him. That would be so terrible, wouldn't it? I'm not sure that it's consort. It'd probably be more sway.
For sure.
Yeah,
Convincing someone to do something, yeah.
Yep. All right. I don't think I have anything here. Yeah, we're just gonna because I really want this to go off. What's the devil's bargain?
Just to give Chris some more time to think. I don't know that there's always a devil's bargain.
There always can be.
There always can be. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And you can always ask to hear one.
Mm-hmm.
So
Who is
and
he trying to
if
sway?
Ingrid,
Oh, he's trying to
the
sway
person
Ingrid.
that he danced with earlier.
How about she demands his commitment to some later meeting? Like, sure. I'll come
Yeah,
with you. You're
okay.
gonna help me out with something.
So yeah, she provided this goes well enough, or because Devil's Bargain is extrinsic of the results of the roll, right? It just introduces something interesting. You will have to agree in proposing this at all. You will have to agree to take her out.
Again, Hook is not seeing a downside to this, so
This will cost you a coin in the long run.
That's still not too bad.
This is a fancy date.
It's gonna be a real nice date.
Right.
You accidentally got
potential
a girlfriend.
Another potential downside is you can't just walk away from everyone here. She knew you were there.
Yep.
So you're connected to the freaky fingers. If someone suspects that we're involved, well, actually, yeah, when we get rep and get heat for this, might come down on your head.
It's another potential. Yep. But yeah, so far the Devil's Bargain is you will have to spend a coin and take this person out regardless.
Right.
Otherwise, big consequences.
Right. And bear in mind, he's not here as Hook. He's here as Moreland / the cover identity he has. But,
That's a good point. Okay.
But that said, yes, the date and stuff like that. Yeah. Well, I don't have any stress. Yeah, let's take the Devil's Bargain. We'll take that +1. Let me jump over here.
Do it.
Risky, standard, 1 additional bonus dice.
Devil's Bargain, Devil's Roll, 666, baby.
Oh,
That's perfect.
That's good.
Mick JB says a girlfriend with expensive taste sounds like a fun complication.
It is, but it's also like Hook's kind of complication, anyways.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, you absolutely just lay it on thick of like, oh, this is what I've been doing. I'm just kind of trying to get into this little bit of noble intrigue tonight. And I know you already work for Natalie, and they don't like Merryweather, or they don't like Mary. I don't know why I keep saying Merryweather. Fuck. Merryhall. And you just fucking lay it on, and she's eating it up. And as you're like walking away, arm in arm, she's like, okay. And then she brings up like the fanciest restaurant in Brightstone. And you're like, damn.
Well, and the thing is, Hook
seats at the
goes,
theater, and
I mean, and for Hook, he's like, I have at least been meaning to be seen there, so like this is going to hurt the pocketbook, but I think this is worth it. This is fine. And yes, just because it may not have been clear, with 2 6s, that is a crit.
Yeah, multiple 6s is a crit. So depending on how the rest of the job goes, I would be okay with her becoming at least associate, if not a crew member.
Right.
If she's into it.
I love it.
She's into you.
This girl into crime.
Right?
Yeah.
Exactly.
Sounds good. New initiate.
And yeah, you are able to kind of pull her away, and you she's like, oh, we came through the other day for a little bit of discussions and paper signing. I really shouldn't be telling you this. It's just like, just blushed up and a little drunk and everything, and
fanning her throat.
It's fine. It's fine. The library is right over here, and like, kind of with one hand pulls the door open, and the other hand just kind of grabs you and pulls you in.
Yep.
This is also
Perfect
good
cover.
for me because I'm definitely here under a fake name,
You're welcome.
and she knows me for real.
This is all for you, Cricket. Don't.
Yeah, that's right. Sure.
I'm doing this for you.
Says
You're so
the
selfless.
face.
Let me remind everybody that that Corby and Ralph are risking life and limb to go steal some stuff. Cricket is currently under the eye of an ex-Leviathan captain. Hook is canoodling
Having
in the
a good
library.
time.
Yeah.
He's cupcaking. That's what that's
Cupcaking.
doing. Yeah.
With that, we will sort of, she pulls you in, and the door closes on the camera, right?
Right.
I think is the way
time
we
for a
phrase that.
veil.
And then,
I think
and
more
then
like
we
a
kind of,
top secret. They look into each other's eyes, and then the camera fades to the fireplace.
I kind of, like I said, I was picturing the door kind of closing on the camera,
Yeah.
and then the camera going up
Sure.
through the floor
Oh, that's good.
to the room
Yeah, I
directly
like that.
above, where to the hallway directly above, where Corby and Crafty Man are.
Yeah.
Okay.
Perfect.
So
Door number 1, door number 2, or door number 3?
Well, because Crafty Man's on a job, he's in job voice. So he says, number 3 is always the best.
number 3 is always the
You gotta be,
best.
Okay.
you
Okay.
gotta be real. You gotta be quiet when you're going on jobs, Corey. You know about that.
Right. But you still need to communicate with your partner. Just saying. But sure.
Crafty Man nods. Crafty Man nods and gets really close and breathes hot air in your ear and says, "Let's do John. Door number 3."
Okay. We'll head to door number 3. Anything? I'm wondering if they've changed the locks or remodeled or anything. If there's any kind of after images of this
Ooh.
passage.
Well, time
Can
for
I-
a setup action. Flashback is what I was hoping for.
I mean,
We-
I thought weren't you trying to
I'm listening.
sort of attune to see the
Oh, I'm
ghost
sorry.
shape of the house? Is that what you're
Go
going
ahead.
for?
Yeah.
I apologize, Craig. Go right ahead. I wasn't
Nope.
trying to step on that.
No problem.
Okay.
Okay.
So we're trying to get a better feel for the lay of the land, sort of supernaturally.
And what I'm hoping for is that they've actually replaced the door, replaced the lock or something, and there'll be a ghost image of it that I can use to get inside the room.
Okay.
That's good.
We'll give that a shot.
You're welcome to roll tune. This is going to be desperate.
Cool. And standard.
Standard effect.
Is it desperate because of the weird ghost field?
Probably.
There are things you could use here. One to take off part of your load. Spirit Bane Charm or a Arcane Implements are both valid if you wanted to add one of those to give yourself a bonus die.
Yeah.
Or increased effect.
I'll go arcane implements. And a ghost key. Can I use 2?
Mm.
So Arcane Implements are more specific than that. A vial of quicksilver, a pouch of black salt, a spirit anchor in the form of a small stone, a spirit bottle, a vial of electroplasm, designed to break and splatter on impact. So they're just little trinkets that give you a little bit of an edge.
Yeah.
It's not like a whole here's my magic wand sort of thing.
Right. So I'll make use of arcane influence to get a bonus die, but if I have a ghost key, can I increase effect as well, or is it one or the other?
You do not know if there are any
right.
ghost locks here, so
sure.
ghost key is not going to do anything.
So desperate, standard, 1 bonus die. And pushing myself is 2 stress?
Affirmative.
And I can get 1 extra die out of that?
Correct. For a total of 4 here.
Yeah, I'll just go with
or 3 and greater effect.
I'll go with 3 and greater effect, actually.
Okay, so desperate greater. Pays off, it pays off. If not...
Ooh. Do it.
Because effect can also
hey.
do
there
the penalties.
5, okay.
Mostly.
Yeah, so when Corby attunes to the ghost field, what does that kind of look like from her perspective, in a general sense?
I'm imagining like her hair kind of starts to flow in an invisible wind, and she's like she doesn't have eyes to do much except they kind of glow a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like she's not. It's like she's not looking at the world that she's standing in anymore.
Okay, so that's what other people see
else.
From her perspective. What does the world look like?
So it's like almost like a black and white image overlays on top of everything.
Puppy.
Yeah.
Mad, angry.
So she can see the real world, but it's more ghostly than the actual ghost field.
Cool.
If that makes any sense. It's like something comes in focus and the other thing goes out.
Mm-hmm.
It's almost like a field of view.
Very Morris
change,
Mage Sight kind of thing.
Yeah.
Cool. I'm going to continue making mage references. You can't stop me.
We don't play mage.
That's fine.
Everyone's here for it. Cool. Yeah. So you kind of you attune to it and put that filter down, and you're very aware that nothing in this hallway, in these doors, has changed recently. There's been no renovations. And you kind of had that idea, right? Of like the house is kind of threadbare and needs to be worked upon. So it's been here and it's not changed for at least a while. And as Crafty Man is kind of jiggling the lock in the door to get into door number 3, as we have sort of termed it, you see like straight out from you through door number 2 at the end of the hallway, a shining golden bit of energy just glowing, like behind this door, at the back of the wall of this, whatever this room is.
So like it's kind of like it's liming the door sort of thing, shining through it kind of thing.
Yeah, if you're in a dark hallway and there's a very bright light on the other side of the door. Right. Okay.
So just kind of reach
over. But further than that, you can tell that there is a specific point in this room that this is coming from.
So I'll reach over and sort of tug Crafty Man's sleeve as I'm looking at the second door. I think maybe that one.
Crafty Man leans back over and speaks again directly into your ear. What are you saying? What about that door?
There's something interesting behind door number 2.
And as you try and draw attention to it, to point yourself that way, to focus on this is where I'm going, as you settle in on that sort of intention in your brain, this scream echoes straight out from that point directly into your brain. And blood starts coming out of your nose, and just a little bit from your eyeballs as well.
Cool.
Jeez.
How does Crafty Man see
this too? Does the Crafty Man see the blood?
Yeah.
You don't hear the scream though, right?
You don't hear the scream, but all of a sudden, as she goes, we should go that way, and then just like nosebleed and a little bit out of her tear ducts, right? You can resist this. This would be resisting with resolve. This will be a level 1 harm.
Yeah, I will resist.
If you had failed, it would have been
real bad,
much bigger.
Yeah, would be real bad.
A further consequence is that I am filling in another tick on the clock.
Okay.
It's a crit on the self-resist.
These can either or both be resisted. So starting with the injury to yourself.
Yep. Critical.
So got a crit.
Oh my lord. Okay, so you actually clear a stress.
Cool. And I think I'm gonna resist the clock slice as well. I'm already doing desperate for attune.
This
stuff,
one
so.
is going to be with since you rolled a desperate attune, mark resolve XP.
Okay.
And the clock resist is going to be insight.
Okay.
It's kind of, are you aware that maybe someone else could have known that this is happening? Do you have that in your head? You're keeping tabs of how much time you're taking, kind of thing.
I'm going to take 2 stress for a die.
You can't push yourself on resolve rolls.
Oh, I can't have my resolve roll. Okay.
The resistance rolls.
Because the whole thing is you're taking stress based on your roll. So.
And I can't use items for resist. Okay.
Just you.
That's not
5.
bad.
So you take 1 stress. So you go neutral on resisting 2 consequences. So
Way
to go.
Again,
so
Craig has the magic touch.
exactly. So there is just
it's either really good or really bad.
There
There's
is
not
just
much
a
in
little
between.
bit of a nosebleed, and just this like a single tear of blood from one eye, and you're like, no, it's fine. I got this.
Yeah, we're good.
Crafty Man looks at you and puts his hands back on the door to try and get it open.
Yeah, why don't you work door number 3, and I'm going to check door number 2. That work for you?
He looks like he's about to lean in and speak in your ear again, and is like kind of avoiding the blood.
Yeah.
Says, and with a little regret, raises his voice a little and says, "All right."
Okay.
Cool.
So crafty?
Yeah. Correct, man. This is a really simple lock, one that you could have picked in your sleep, and you're able to once you sort of fully focus on it, just kind of shimmy that thing open.
Sweet.
And the door opens up, and it is a gallery.
Ooh. Oh yeah.
Many paintings on the wall, as well as little glass cabinets of curios and museum pieces or whatever.
Jackpot, baby.
Yeah. Oh yeah. This is where we want to be. Can I lock the door behind me?
Sure.
Great. Yeah, I'll do that. Crafty Man starts sneaking around looking at everything.
Okay. Sneaking, or are you taking?
Oh, he's gonna take. Okay. Finesse and that. Take all the things.
Finesse is a good roll here.
Cool. Sounds good.
Being careful of what you're picking up and what you're grabbing, and removing paintings from their frames and stuff like that.
He rolling it up. Oh yeah. He's gonna be real careful. So I'm definitely gonna either push or perhaps accept the devil's bargain. Crafty Man's got a lot of stress right now.
I was about to ask.
He's got 5 stress.
The devil's bargain is gonna be that to make sure that you find the most valuable things and don't damage them, you have to take a while to do this.
Oh, we got that clock going too. Oh, yeah.
And so that's by nature of just the longer this party goes on and the more little things add up, the devil's bargain is I fill in a section of the clock.
Okay. So 1 tick?
1 tick for 1 die.
Do we know how many segments are on that clock?
4.
Oh, and 2 have been filled in already?
1 has been filled in.
1, okay.
1 got resisted, so.
Okay. I think that I have to take the bargain, or I'm going to take the bargain, because I expect there might be a consequence later that the crafty man is going to want to resist. Like they're sneaking up on him, he gets in a tussle or something like that. And I don't want to end up taking harm because I don't have any stress slots left.
Right. So, you don't want a trauma.
Thank you. Exactly. Yeah. So I accept the bargain.
Dun dun.
Okay. So you can add a die to that.
All right,
And
cool.
if you wanted to take a free box of burglary gear or something like that,
Oh yeah, let's
Go
see.
higher?
Cool. I would do that. Yeah, let's do that.
you got your thief's rigging for the crew.
Mm-hmm. Yes, indeed.
Carry 2 extra
So,
pieces of gear.
Fantastic. All right. Yeah. Get the burglary gear. I'm gonna tick that. Fantastic. So, will
So
that change the
five
effect?
dice all day.
Sorry? A die.
If you,
Cool.
if you
great.
want to.
Sounds good to me.
Yeah, you can either go risky standard, 5 dice, or risky greater, 4 dice.
Risky greater, 4 dice. Well, I think that's better, right? Better effect than an additional die. Okay, cool. All right.
All ones.
Risky greater.
Camo asks, are we still in the quiet, sneaky music phase, or is it starting to pick up the pace?
There's still in quiet music. I mean, we only got
I
one.
think it's
4 dice.
changed tracks, but it's still, in a down tempo.
Yeah.
Yes, that's
Crit,
a crit,
baby.
everybody. All right. A crit with great effect.
6, 4, 2,
Finally.
6.
I got me one of them
You-
Craig rolls. Yeah.
We have we have a sort of sneaky piano track going on as the background for this. I love painting a picture with especially for a fucking heist. It's a movie, right?
Right,
sure.
Director's
Yeah,
dance.
I'm here for
So
it.
we've got a sort of sneaky, bouncy sort of piano music going on as
Ta-da.
Crafty Man is
Ta-da.
just
Ta-da.
dance. Yeah, not quite, but just for maybe copyright's sake. But as Crafty Man just sort of dances and enjoys himself through this
Ooh,
whole
yeah.
thing, and
Mhm.
oh, what is this? Oh, my
Yeah.
family had one of these. It's an expensive ass vase, and it's a trap here. Okay, let me cut this cord, stick it in the bag, and just having a good time doing exactly what the Crafty Man does.
Mhm.
Cutting paintings out of frames and rolling them up. All that kind of stuff going on.
He's staying real crafty.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And then we cut to Cricket.
The life of the party.
What you been doing, Cricket?
Probably surrounded by a bunch of Leviathan hunters now. Just like Kaylee.
Basically, I want to try to keep these people occupied until I can get some sort of signal that it's time to go. I want to try to keep an eye on things and try to find the important people.
Okay.
And yeah, I want to see, can I see Lord Merrifield? My brain won't say
Merryhall.
Merrifield.
Merryhall.
I wrote it down, Merryhall, yeah. Can I see where he's gone?
Yes.
Do you need to roll
Yeah, you go ahead and make the roll.
study? Survey? Which
survey.
one? Survey.
Survey is going to be, definitely survey.
This is from a
Um,
desperate position
This is from a desperate position.
because I am being watched. Yeah, this is me trying to, I guess, get eyes on everyone of interest.
Things that might come in handy here. It might be I don't know if this is actually what they kind of fall under, but a little mirror to look over, or you've got a fan that has a mirror on it or something like that.
Mhm.
So we call this subterfuge supplies. You can use that for an extra dice or whatever.
Is that just a thing I can have?
Yeah,
It's not on my list of things.
It's one of
the lower section of supplies.
Oh, I see. Yeah.
The lower section that's not in the gray box is things that everyone has.
Oh, okay.
That everyone has an option to tick. The gray box is specifically for the leech.
Yeah. I like that. Just sort of trying to subtly fan and get a
Mhm.
glimpse around the room. That would be a
Yeah.
+1.
Mhm.
Ooh.
Nope.
Oh.
Well, mark your XP.
So this will be an insight XP.
Mhm. And I imagine I probably get caught.
Yeah. So you don't think you do for a while though, right? You're sitting there and you're keeping your conversation going. It's like part of the thing of like having low skill dots is in my head at least is not recognizing that you're bad at it necessarily.
Yeah.
And so you're talking and you're like trying to keep up pace with all these like sort of noble like schemes and chit chat and everything like that. And you're sitting there fanning yourself and you stop and you're like, oh, that's where he is. And kind of like look to yourself. And you do see that Lord Merryhall has sort of approached the sort of grand spiral staircase, very Beauty and the Beast sort of thing going on. And he has brought up both Scarlet, who is as portly and thick and dour and jowly and just absolutely like that sort of I guess ruddy maybe is the right word. Like ruddy cheeked and that sort of like all the popped blood vessels in his nose of like perfect signs of like this dude's a fucking alcoholic because he's taking his mask off because he can't fucking breathe and he's too drunk to remember that he's supposed to be wearing it. That is the picture of Lord Merryhall. His daughter has been pulled up as well as Colin, and she is the exact opposite of this. Thin and beautiful, flowing long red hair, and a cardinal mask to kind of go along with it, even though no one in this world remembers what the fuck a cardinal is because all the animals are fucking dead. Right? And beside her stands her groom-to-be, this very sort of courtly dressed, foppish guy with a rapier on one hip and a couple pistols on the other and a sort of long tousled black hair. And Lord Merryhall is announcing that, hey, pay some fucking attention to me. And just breaching every bit of decorum, right? And you get absolutely entranced in sort of watching this over your shoulder. And as you sort of watch this announcement of their engagement happen, all of a sudden you just get bobbed over your face. And as everyone is watching that way, Daniel Adelaire just sort of with one hand pulls you off to the side.
Oh shit.
Okay.
And you are quickly rushed through a doorway into a sort of back servant hall and shoved up against a wall. And answers are demanded of you of what you're doing here. So this is filling in the rest of the the rest of the clock. And a sort of level 1 harm as you are jostled and really kind of jerks your arm behind your back and stuff as you're walking and stuff like that. So you can resist either or both of those.
Can I resist filling in the clock?
Sure. This is gonna be
Probably insight. Well,
insight? Because it's him piecing things together.
Yeah, I'm cool with that.
Okay. Do I just... Yeah.
Insight for the call. So you can just click the insight word.
Got
Cool. So you take 1 stress. There you go.
Stress.
That's good.
1 stress. So I think between him trying to not disrupt everything and you kind of at the last second being aware, oh shit, this is about to happen, isn't it? Because you realize you've been paying attention to your mirror for too long.
Yeah.
You're like, and you manage to not like scream out or squeak or anything like that, and just keep quiet, and you get pulled aside. And yeah, you've already marked like a bruised shoulder or tweaked,
like basically my arm getting
tweaked
wrenched
elbow.
or
Yeah, exactly.
snatched around.
So going forward, physical sorts of rolls will have less effect. So you might have to push yourself just for the effect to accomplish what you want, rather than extra dice or whatever.
Because it's lesser, standard, greater for effect?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. And yeah, so we kind of flash away from you as he's like pushed you up against the wall, like, what are you doing here? You do not belong. I know you're up to something.
Can I just throw an idea out there?
I think that's the end there.
The end of that little bit.
Yeah, that's the end of that little bit.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
We will jump to Corby.
Okay.
Because both Hook and Crafty Man are sort of on a down cycle here for a minute.
Ongoing thing.
Yep.
All right.
So
I
Corby.
go up to door number 2.
Hmm?
Is the door locked?
Not hard enough for a group of shadows to get in.
Okay. All right. So I'll cautiously open the door.
You open it up into a big, shabbily decorated, but ornate study.
Is it out of character
Office,
with
maybe.
Okay. Is it out of character with the rest of the house? Like, is the decoration here different from the rest of the place, or is it the whole place is kind of shabbily, ornately decorated?
There are a few more decorations in here.
Hmm.
The sort of veil of wealth is laid on a little thicker here.
Okay.
This is Lord Merryweather.
Merryweather study.
Merryhall.
Merryhall study. Yep.
I've got it. I wrote it down. I made up the name and everything.
Yeah,
Dolores.
I got it written
Yeah,
down.
I'm familiar.
This is his actual office, right? His business office. Whereas Hook is down in the library downstairs.
Right.
And there is and sort of the residual image of where that light was coming from is straight across the room behind this big ornate mahogany desk and a big comfy chair. Behind that on the wall is a big gilded portrait frame containing a portrait of a woman with sort of a deep auburn colored hair and jewels and perfectly pale skin.
One would suspect the Lady Merryweather.
I'm guessing it's actually not.
Merryhall.
I'm guessing it's actually not the Lady Merryhall.
If you approach it,
Yeah.
it just simply says, gone but not forgotten. And her name, which I did not make up. Probably should have done that.
Okay.
Judith.
Okay.
Judith Merryhall, and then a date painting in the inscription. And in the corner of it is a signature of Scarlet's.
Okay. So I don't know. Would it be study or attune to see what's going on with this painting? What's weird and freaky about this painting that the light was coming from?
Even just from being here and from having that sort of the scale and like that source sort of burned into your brain, even though it didn't actually hurt you, it's behind the painting.
Okay. So is the painting attached to the wall, or is it just hanging? Like, when I give it a little move?
As soon as you kind of touch it, it sort of clicks off. swings open.
Okay.
There is a big, ornate, complicated-looking safe.
Okay. So what I'm looking for is actually inside the safe.
It would appear that way.
Has the has this? I don't know if that's going to work either. I think I might need somebody's help here, but
Your thief friend, perhaps?
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm gonna. Well, but he's tied up in all extended action. Is that gonna disrupt things?
No, you don't know that.
I mean,
Yeah.
you haven't been discovered as far as you know, so you don't really have a timer here. So
Okay.
if you need to run back and be like, "Hey, I need you."
Yeah, I'm gonna go back and grab Crafty Man. I need your nimble fingers. I need your nimble fingers.
We can't all talk like that.
When you do that, Crafty Man takes you into a waltz around the room where he's
Totally into
already
it.
pulled everything down,
Mhm.
and they dance around everywhere, strolling, and he says, "I thought you'd never ask."
Okay, so take him by the hand and lead him down to door number 2 and show him the safe.
Ooh. We got to get what's in there.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right. So Crafty Man rubs his hands together, really emphatically, as I just did, out of character, and leans his ear to the safe and starts trying to apply a little finesse.
That'd be more Tinker, wouldn't it?
It is worth noting that cracking a safe does fall under Tinker.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
Yeah, finesse is more pickpocket.
Well,
Yep.
Oh, okay.
your tinkering friend is in no position.
I guess
to
I
help.
just missed something when I was reading it. That's cool.
If you, because I didn't think of this during my character creation and stuff. If you need to put a dot up somewhere, that I'm okay with that.
At this point, like,
This is
Not,
Corby's okay with Tinker or Wreck.
Wreck is also fine.
Wreck the safe.
Do you have any points in that?
Bring out a crowbar. Let's see. You know what?
Because also,
this
you
would
don't
be
have a lot of time.
Yeah, that's true. You know what the crafty man would do, right? Especially considering the fact that he doesn't have Tinker. I'm updating my understanding of what his capacities are.
Mhm.
He looks at the safe and he says, "I really want what's in there."
What if you could
But-
see the mechanism? Would that help?
Maybe, but I really think this is something that Cricket could do better than me.
Yeah, I don't know if we have time to go down and get her.
I think we got to leave this for now and come back.
Oh,
Look, you want what's in there? I
really
want what's in there.
there.
This is what I'm saying. I got everything in that gallery. All right. We get it down to the cabbies. We know we can get in here again. We've already seen the lay of the land. We can come and do another job on our own. The box cutters don't have to know about it. And we can get what's in that safe.
That is tempting.
We can
but
even wear the
requires-
same clothes if you want.
That is tempting, but requires patience.
It's okay, Corby. These things just kind of work themselves out.
All right, I'll go and help unload the artwork and
I
stuff.
mean, it's also worth noting there's a thing called demolition tools. It's 2
Oh,
boxes
that's
of
true.
load, and you can get a +1 to your roll for wrecking.
All right. Well,
Pry bar.
okay.
It is a potential
fucking roll it.
on the way out.
We're playing a game. Let's have a good time. So this is the dilemma I have is that
Mhm.
Crafty Man is crafty and careful, and so he does know that demolishing a safe is likely going to attract attention.
Mhm.
So
But Crouching Man could take burglary gear.
yeah, I already have, and that's what
Okay.
I used in
Yeah.
room
I mean,
3.
you can still use them.
So
They don't get like destroyed. They're not like one use. So
okay, cool.
if you
So I
wanted
already
to,
have it.
I mean, you could
Alright.
use
Your tools.
burglary. You could use burglar gear and push yourself and roll 2 dice for tinker to craft it to get in here and have a decent shot at it. Like,
And
Okay,
can I?
that's
Not too
true.
bad.
So is it possible I
that's a
could
good point.
like partially shift the door of the safe into the ghost field to make it more brittle or less?
I mean,
sturdy? Okay.
There's the help action though. You
Yeah.
could help
yeah,
I'll
in
hop
some
on.
way.
yeah. You can help.
Yeah,
Try
actually,
to
that'd be
see
great.
if you can
You take-
see
you
the
take one
combination.
stress. You take 1 stress, and Crafty Man gets a +1 die to the roll.
Okay. I'll take the
That
stress.
sounds good. I'll make the roll then. I'm just trying to avoid pushing or taking a devil's bargain
Mhm.
at this point, considering he's high on stress and stuff like that. So
Yep.
I mean, do
Okay,
you want to
cool.
hear the Devil's Bargain?
yeah, I'm happy to hear it. Always love to hear it.
The Devil's Bargain is the contents of the safe will. What's the right word?
Be problematic.
I mean,
trackable?
they're probably problematic to begin with.
Yes.
Become active.
Oh. I don't want that. Mm-mm.
You sure?
Yeah,
I
I'm
didn't
sure.
say-
No.
It's not. I mean, it's not necessarily a bad thing.
Well, when I'm okay,
It is
I don't
an
want to
unknown
mitigate this.
thing.
I just when I hear that, I'm hearing ghost, and
Would rather not, please.
yeah, I'd rather not freeze up right now, considering everything went so well with the gallery.
Sure.
Like, because what I'm imagining and what Crafty Man is imagining, I'm imagining that, hey, this could be another score, right? Coming and getting more things. And what Crafty Man is imagining is that there are other things in here that we can take, and we'll have more time when we can sneak in and there's not a party and people aren't going to be looking around for us. So, but I'm happy to go, Craig. This is like, an exchange and a discussion. So if you want the roll to happen now, I'll definitely do the 2. Sorry, Chris, you're going to say.
I was just going to say, a voice from God whispers down into your ear, "You will never have another chance to come back here."
3 dice. Make it happen.
Yeah, let's go for it.
Cool. Devil's bargain. I accept. I accept your help. And I use the burglary gear. And I roll 3 dice for Tinker.
Just grass.
4 dice.
I did the
They
assist
have-
action.
they
I
have
took the
no-
stress for it, so you got a die from me.
They have 0 dice.
Oh, okay.
I have 0
Okay.
dice and Tinker. I'm not going to wreck it. I think that would draw too much attention. Risky standard. 3 bonus dice. It's happening. Wow.
It's a
4.
4.
4. I got a 4. Okay.
I got
I
a 4.
succeed.
You sit there and you touch your ear to it, and cranking through the lock, and Corby reaches out and puts her hands on it and feels. It's like, no, 27, definitely 27. And you hit that last duck and crank the door, and with one hand you pull it open, and you're just kind of sitting there with your other hand, and the handle of a sword falls right into your hand, and it
Oh,
fits like no weapon you've ever held before.
Out of
Wow.
mist, or does it have dew on it, or? Sorry, moving along.
Cursed sword.
And a voice appears in your head, and it just says, hello.
I say, can Crafty Man speak to the sword?
It's in your head.
All right. Well, Crafty Man says, "Hey there, Cupcake." That was a little shout out to Noctowl. Yeah. So, engaging with the sword, Crafty Man says, "What are you doing in my head?"
What are you doing holding me?
You
It
dropped
was
me in my
perfectly
hand.
fine. I was perfectly fine having my nap in there.
I don't take responsibility for this.
And
You made it happen.
the sword like pushes itself against your arm. Like
Oh,
you're
wow.
not pulling the sword out of the safe. Like you just were kind of just sitting there for a minute, and it just kind of snaps down to attention, pointing down at the ground. And the door of the safe kind of comes open, and you see a silver bottle glowing with ghostly energy.
Crafty Man looks at Corby and says, "Don't touch it yet." Is the sword unsheathed?
Huh? It is cutlass.
Mhm.
It is it is wrapped in a sort of thick black leather around the handle. The pommel is all wrapped in gold and rubies. And the blade is as dark as the sky outside.
Oh my gosh.
And
some Stormlight vibes. I don't want to spoil it for anybody.
Just out of character, that might be a little too much for Fitz to dispose of.
And you have you're not sure if you smell it or you taste it, but just the faint impression of smoke and brimstone.
Oh my gosh.
And the name Argaz sort of appears in your mind.
Argaz.
Argaz.
Okay. I say to Corby, you know weird shit. Why am I thinking the name Argaz?
Study roll for quick.
To see if you do know that.
Yeah.
It sounds like a demon.
Controlled greater. You have associated with things that might give you clues to what this is.
There are dings in the chat, Craig.
Double sixes.
Double sixes.
You know
I
the
know
name
exactly
Argaz.
who that is.
This is so
You
good.
know the name Argaz. Argaz
Yeah, go ahead.
is the brother of Satara, your demon friend.
That's either really good or really bad.
It can
How
be
good
both.
friends are you?
It can be both. And you, even without touching it, without attuning it, just looking and the way that Crafty Man just sort of posed and then draws the blade up in front of his face and is kind of just staring into the rubies set into the hilt. You recognize that this is a relic of this demon. In both to you all and to people at home, the demons don't often have their full physical embodiment in the world. They often reach out through relics, artifacts, that sort of thing. You know, grimoire here, a cursed sword there, that sort of thing. But they are capable of reaching out, usually psychic communication. They tempt with power and deliver upon it wholly.
Oh. You're saying they offer you a devil's bargain?
Yes.
Demon
So
bargains.
the devil's bargain
Yeah.
is an actual in-game term. Like,
Oh, it is.
yes,
setting.
it is
Okay,
it is an
gotcha.
in-universe thing. Very much how like
Cool.
cutters and
Yeah.
stuff like that is an in-game, like a devil, like taking the devil's bargain is an in-universe slang.
Okay, cool. Because devil is an in-universe term for all the creepy stuff, right? Not just demons, but like ghosts
Correct.
and stuff. So
Mhm.
okay, that
Ghosts
makes
and hollows and vampires and all that kind of thing. Yep.
sense. Okay, cool. I would like to describe something. I think once Crafty feels a little more comfortable with the sword, he's trained in fencing, like in a noble house.
Sure.
So Corby sees him execute some moves
Sure.
and poses,
And it's a
just
it's a
trying
little
out the
bit
sword.
or Crafty Man feels that it should be a little awkward because it's a cutlass and not the rapier that he knows.
Yeah.
But damn, does it feel good.
Not want to do that.
Don't get too familiar with it.
And then Crafty Man gets back to your ear and he says, "It feels so good."
That's what I'm worried about.
I still don't see the problem.
Corby.
Sure.
As much as you want to focus on this sword, the glint of a spirit bottle being the only other thing hiding in this safe draws your attention.
So, talking to Crafty Man, just hold up a finger and then reach into the safe and grab the spirit bottle, pull it out, and then pull the finger down. Does bad things happen when I grab the spirit bottle?
Nope. Okay. But you get, just from sort of your baseline impression, like I don't know if this is actually how it's intended, but I imagine that when a whisper, especially one that, like, you've got the compel thing, like you are you know ghosts, right? So I imagine you holding someone's ghost, holding a sliver of their soul, and getting an impression who this person is, and you instantly recognize it as the woman on that portrait,
Judith Merryhall.
Oh.
Okay, there's a lot.
His wife and stuck her soul in a bottle. Her ghost in a bottle.
To Crafty Man, Corby, there's a lot to process here, but that sword is probably really bad news.
What do you want to do with it then?
Put it back in the safe where we found it and leave.
No. Why not just give it to me for a moment, and then we'll get the rest of the stuff out of the gallery, and then we'll make our way out of here so I can take this to a safe place and study it a little bit further to determine how we should treat it. I'm not taking it from you. I'm just being a custodian of it because this is kind of my thing.
Okay. All right. Yeah, you are. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. All right. Well, okay. Let me just say this, though. Okay.
Sure.
The sword feels real good. If it starts feeling better, you gotta let me touch it sometimes.
For sure. For sure.
All right.
Okay. I need a cloth or a drape or something.
I mean, there's curtains, right?
Yeah.
You can cut them down with a fancy sword you just got.
I do that. Can I do some elaborate thing? Like,
so
I have a blade with me. I'll just cut off some stuff to wrap it up so I'm not holding onto it directly.
All right. So y'all are able to stash these things pretty well, and we'll cut away. Okay. And we'll cut down to a slightly disheveled Hook.
Does he have like shipping manifests
mopping his brow,
plastered on his face? Yeah, exactly.
And what are you doing?
At this point, taking a break and searching papers. I don't know if this would be where's my character sheet? I don't know if this would be study, but that's kind of what I'm thinking. Just papers.
Yeah.
Basically, especially
picking through.
Go ahead.
Picking through piles of financial records, books, looking for, studying the shelves themselves to see if there's anything out of place, to find, like hiding places and stuff like that. I think is fine for study. It kind of fits under survey as well. But
well, specifically, what he's trying to figure out is more or less blackmail and or leverage to just get this guy out.
Yep, absolutely findable within this room.
Yep. I was looking to see if there was anything to include, but I don't see anything. So I'm going to take 2 stress to push. Yes.
So subterfuge supplies.
Oh, okay.
Might be a good click. Because not only can you find things by doing subterfuge, you can also leave things.
That is far more of Hook's thing. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So
faking records to make it even worse than it already is totally viable.
Yep. Basically, Hook is manifesting some significant high priority debts that the Merryhalls owe to a one Moreland. Not Lord Moreland yet, but okay. So I'm taking 2 stress to push myself subterfuge supplies, and so that's going to add 1 die and 1 greater effect.
Okay. Yeah.
So that'll be total of 2 dice. Yep. Where'd
you're pushing yourself for 2 stress?
Correct. Whoops. Okay, well, hang on. Let me roll the...
Well, you already got a 6.
So,
Hey!
listen.
Look at that crit. Damn.
Yeah, you sit there at his desk for no more than 5 minutes, and you've panned out every bit of financial books that he's got, and you're just...
And it's really handy because all these books,
through.
right? And all these books have his signature somewhere, a couple different places.
Perfectly
it's
able to
very
copy
handy.
them.
Yeah. And then Hook makes his way back to Ingrid.
You're sliding exactly. And I think she comes up and like looks over your shoulders, like, "Oh, that's rude."
Yes. Now where were we? And then cut away. Meanwhile, Cricket
shoved up against a wall in a completely different way. Don't do about it.
I am playing my part of a poor little fangirl. Just like, look, yes, you're right. I should not be here. I build things. You saw. I really, really wanted to get the chance to speak to Lady Natalie.
Is it possible to have an interjection here, like for a stress or something?
I mean, you're on another floor of the building.
No, I know.
Potentially a setup action.
Yeah.
But I don't know.
I'm willing to hear you out.
Sure.
That Cricket has credentials that shows that she's part of the Ink Rakers. As like a cover identity or something?
I don't think so.
Okay.
Also because they wouldn't have been allowed inside either.
Right, but then it's pinned on the Ink Rakers, not us, is what I was thinking.
Doesn't get her out of this hallway.
Right.
No.
Yeah. I'm trying to get out of here without getting, like, legit arrested. Pinning it on someone else doesn't really help me.
I have some help I could offer if you'd like to hear it, Ash.
Mm-hmm.
I am willing to perform a flashback action to suggest that the crafty man paid off with some silver a few of the help in the place, or this could have, of course, been something that Hook did. Just to let them know, hey, if you ever see any of us around here having trouble, come in and help out. Like, they come in and cause a diversion. If that's something, of course, you don't like, that's totally cool with me. Just trying to, I'm willing to take the stress and make a roll if you think I would help.
Sure. If that might, like, get him off of me. That just seems like a big risk for them to take.
That's a good point.
If you want to do something like that, like Lord Merryhall's kind of making a scene of botching the whole announcement thing. So, like, having a staff from this house coming to Daniel being like, look,
please come
I
help.
know you're actually the one in charge. Please come help us.
Yeah.
Like, that is a potential result that could happen from something like this.
Yeah, I like that. But yeah, on my part, I am just like, please, sir, I really just wanted to get to meet with her and talk to her and maybe learn something. She's legendary. I will go without trouble.
I'm just a big fangirl, please.
Please.
I will definitely take that stress and sway.
Not even.
I will leave. You'll never see me again. Would you like to keep the spider?
Wow, that
Good
sacrifice.
That's worth a bonus die.
So would that actually count as a help action? Doing flashbacks like that? Oh, I would have been a little bit more proactive about that. I apologize, everybody.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's what I was talking about. The setup actions are so good.
Yeah. I just didn't realize because for my thing...
just talking to a guy, because specifically with the set, and y'all didn't get too close into it with the gathering information and everything, everyone that works here fucking hates this dude. So
Right.
Yeah.
showing him up is an easy convince.
Right.
So this is just a single stress being like, hey, if something were to happen, help us make Lord Merryhall look like an asshole.
And they will gladly do.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
So yeah, so Hook would take a stress for the slashback action, but they've got the foresight thing, so they can assist. So this is a +1 to Cricket's.
Sway, I guess. So that's a 1.
If you want to offer to give him your spider, I will absolutely give you a +1.
Okay, so it would be 2. This is a desperate.
Yep.
It's a gift for Natalie.
Hey, a 6.
Yay! All
And then use my
right.
spider.
Yep.
And build a new one.
You can build a new one. It's not that
I'll
bad.
build a better one.
Yes. Thank you, Tony.
Cool.
That's
and,
awesome.
You just kind of like hold it up and just very small and like, I'm so sorry. I've never been to one of these parties before, and I thought it'd be a good chance to meet her. And I met Ingrid the other day, and like all these things. And you just
Please don't mention Ingrid.
My granddaughter
No.
would really like that.
Yeah. No, I'm not going to mention Ingrid because again,
fair.
she's the only one here who
Incognito.
actually knows me actually.
Right.
Yeah.
Everyone else would have whatever the fake name I gave them was. And I will leave out the back door. You'll never see me around here again.
He takes the spider again in like sort of 2 hands or 2 fingers, and I'm sorry. Stress of the party and whatnot. I'm protective of my wife, and you know how there's always ne'er-do-wells around here and whatnot, but you'll consent to just leaving out the back door. I won't mention this to any of the blue coats nearby or anything.
Thank you very much, sir. And I'm gone.
Find the cabbies.
Hike up the skirts and
Find a
Don't
robe
pick up
and
the skirts.
cabbies.
There's grenades under there.
you don't have to hike them up too high.
Yeah,
That's true.
That's right.
And you can take an XP for resolve,
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
as you rolled a desperate.
Oh, okay.
Corby and Crafty Man. We cut back and y'all are sort of stashing things and putting away the ghost and whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think
Stealing
that's,
this man's ghost wife.
Go get the rest of the stuff.
or like ghost daughter, or what? We don't really know.
I mean, it's Judith.
Yeah, Judith. We don't know what the relationship is, but yeah.
Hey, we know it's her wife.
She was his wife, yeah.
It's a painting signed by the daughter of a middle-aged woman that looks kind of like her.
Mhm.
You've got a
Yeah,
pretty
I
good
mean-
idea.
And I mean,
You
I'm
said that
sure
Lord
like
Merryhall
the
is-
names are.
Sorry. I was
Well,
going
I
to say,
thought
you said
there
that
already
Lord
was
Merryhall
a-
is an alcoholic, right?
I thought there
Yeah.
already was a Lady Merryhall.
No.
Oh.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
Craig
think
has
he's-
caught up now.
But I wouldn't be surprised if Lord Merryhall has been struggling since he became a widower. probably was a huge blow. If you look at his personality, he probably was a bit, more mild in temperament before that happened. I mean, his house is in ill repute and it's not a good financial situation. He's solely dependent upon the income from his daughter's paintings. So it was probably a big deal when he lost her. He's probably a really sad person right now. So that's why we got to steal his shit.
There it is.
Also, like,
what are you doing? I don't want to feel sympathy for this guy.
got her ghost bottled up, which bad.
And I'm kind of thinking the spirit wardens would be really interested in that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Which we do kind of have a...
ghosts.
Yeah, I was just saying, yeah. Like, listen, about the ectoplasm that we borrowed.
We found
And
a
are not
murder,
giving back.
probably.
We're alleviating his stress of the material world, Nick JB.
Yeah.
That's how helping. That's how
There you go.
robbing is helping him.
And I also wanted to, as I said in like the first session, I wanted to be aware. I think I just recognize that the antagonists are people, and they have
Yeah, for sure.
experiences and make choices. So there's an opportunity to give empathy.
I think y'all are probably one group prowl roll away from getting the hell out of Dodge.
Doing it.
Sounds good. to
Let's
me.
do it. Let's do it.
I don't know how much Hook is prowling out so much as just
Let's.
fixing
Oh,
his
we're
tie
looking.
and walking out. But
Are we gonna sneak and get?
Where are
Oh
we
yeah,
on
I
the-
guess Hook can just walk out.
Yeah, where were we on the clock? Are we risky or desperate?
Just risky.
Let's see.
Okay, cool. Here we go.
Do I have to
Good.
roll? Because I'm out, right?
You're out.
Yeah.
You
Right.
talked your way out.
That's on there. Cool.
And yeah, Hook has basically not gotten himself in
No stress.
any trouble at all and has made a friend. And
An expensive friend.
yeah.
oh, when you,
Valuable
when you say it
Not
like
phrase
that,
it like
that has other connotations.
Yeah, so for sake of expediency, Crafty Man ends up. Oh no, never mind. No stress.
Nope.
Good stuff.
Yep, it's some tight corners of pulling people, and like you both like almost screw up and stumble back into the actual party, and you're like, wait, no, hold on, we need to go this way, and you get duck through the kitchens right as all of the sort of footmen are taking out trays of dessert and stuff like that, and there's just the like squat thick what are they called, the sort of native folks here,
Scotlanders.
Scotlanders, sort of just a thick Scotlander woman sitting there in front of the big table in the kitchen putting dishes together and everything, and she kind of just takes a drag on her cigarette. Get the fuck out of my kitchen.
Yes, ma'am.
Yep.
All right.
That's wonderful.
And with that, you all have him completed engaging their interest.
Okay, that was all right. That was not nearly as bad as Gondola in 60 seconds.
I love the puns.
Okay.
I love them.
Yeah.
That's great. I'm here for him.
Cool. So, can run through things real fast. I love this game.
It's a wonderful game.
Yep. So much fun. All right. This is going to be a 3-rep job.
Oh yeah.
Nice.
All right, I'm adding the stuff as we go
Yeah.
here. Okay.
It is worth 6 coin.
Yes.
Nice.
With sort of further opportunities to be had down the line.
Okay.
Cool.
Do we want to make that a coin each and then 2 into the crew?
That sounds good.
Sounds good to me.
Where's my...
Thank goodness.
I'll say the 6 is kind of factored in on y'all, kind of what you mentioned. I know it was out of character, but sort of as part of the destruction of this whole thing of bringing him down, of bringing down Lord Merryhall, is turning in that ghost, selling him out.
Okay.
But you have the sword
Okay.
to investigate or do things with in the future. All said and done, this was a pretty quiet little job.
Yeah.
Things could have gone much worse.
Yeah, we
Some
lucked
really
out
good,
on the rolls.
some really good resistance rolls.
Very good.
Oh yeah.
Yes, we, round of applause for Cricket for I think 2 rolls that avoided clocks moving forward.
Yep. So this is just going to be a 2 heat.
Cool.
Although, because it is, because you are on hostile turf, due to Brightstone sort of rules, it is +1.
Okay.
So 3 heat all day.
Got it.
Not too bad.
5 total.
You're saying something, Craig?
Yeah, just because Corby would for sure dig into it. What was the story with the ghost?
That's his wife.
Right, but how did she die? Was she killed? Why did he keep her?
She was killed with that sword
Oh, by him?
by someone.
By someone, but she didn't know who killed her?
Um,
I mean, you definitely wouldn't be opening the bottle to talk to her.
Why not?
We might find out.
Okay,
I'll tell you off screen.
sure, okay. It's definitely a mystery that Corby would dig into.
Sure. Nobody got arrested. I think that between all of the ways that you have fucked over this guy, you are deserving of a spot of turf.
Dope.
So on your claim map, you can check that one off.
Now, is that literally just any chunk of turf, or it's the
The one to the right of the layer.
Okay. Oh yeah. Okay. I didn't even see that. Okay. Cool.
So further developments could lead towards a gambling den or a lookout. And you also can, if y'all want to say, hey, I want this thing, you can point at it. And if it's not directly connected to an upgrade you already have, it just means it's harder to get.
Gotcha.
But if y'all want to, over the course of next week, say, hey, I want this thing, we can make up a job that goes after that thing.
Cool.
But yeah, basically anyone that, and I'll figure out what gangs sort of he might have been tied in with a little bit, but essentially by destabilizing him so much, anyone that he was funding can't really operate in this turf anymore, and you've taken it over. That does fill in a thing on the right.
Oh, okay.
So now your rep level up bar is shorter, which is cool.
Yay. Need 1 fewer rep.
And then we need to roll an entanglement.
Excellent.
Still tier 0. Or sorry, we're still heat level 0, but we have 5. So we end up with some gang trouble or questioning. We'll probably take care of that at the start of the next session.
Cool.
Sounds good.
And got some downtime.
Yeah. Can I also say something real quick after this score? Just to draw attention to it for the sake of people watching us play games. The central conceit in Blades of the Dark, as we discussed, is that we're playing scoundrels who are trying to, make their lives easier in a world where things are hard and cruel. Just because we do something to a character in game, and it might seem unfair, it doesn't mean that out of character that we don't understand their position, or we think that they're deserving of all the bad stuff that comes to them. This particular situation was a little challenging because the guy's abusive, right? He has a reputation for abusing a lot of people. So he's also going through some probably pain. So it doesn't necessarily mean it's okay to hurt people, but it's not like an easy thing where we just went to somebody's house and this guy's, taking care of a lot of nice people, and he doesn't have any like unpleasant traits, right? Like,
Yep.
It's complicated. So,
And I will say a couple weeks later, Lord Merryhall is arrested for the murder of his wife.
whoa.
Nobody saw that coming.
Oh,
now,
man.
whether or not
like
that's
this-
actually what
oh.
happened.
Okay,
Well, that's what Corby's going to dig into.
Mm-hmm.
that's
Cool.
interesting.
You want to run
wonder.
through downtime activities real quick, and then we can
Yeah,
wrap up our session?
Sure.
let's do it.
Yep.
That sounds good. Happy to do it here.
I want to rebuild my spider.
Mhm.
I want to make it better.
Yes.
Okay.
I got that was just a tinker roll, right? And then I had to. I needed
You need
a
to get to tier 2,
tier 2.
which you're rolling. You have a +1 from your ability.
Mhm.
So you only need to get a 6.
It's just 1/6. Okay. Is there anything I can do to get bonus dice for a craft?
Not really.
Not during
Not during
downtime.
downtime.
No.
Okay.
I made
a
it.
4 and a
worse.
coin will do it. No,
Okay. Yeah.
a 4 and
I
a
will.
coin.
Spend my coin.
Anytime you roll a downtime activity, you can spend a coin to bump up your result level.
It's
Build
not
some-
better, but it is the same.
Back the same as you built it before.
Next time.
What else you got?
Training resolve. I still don't like having 0 dots in that. So
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's a little rough. All right. Crafty Man, what you got for me?
Think you know what's coming here. Train prowess,
Mhm.
indulge my vice.
All right.
Yeah. Because how much stress do you have right
5.
now?
I got 5 stress. Got that 5 right there. So let me roll
Should have pushed herself on that.
2
that
die,
last
take
prowl.
the lower. Oh, to take 7? Oh, that's funny. Yeah, that's a good point.
But taking the lower, you're
let's see.
not likely to.
Right.
Yeah, exactly. With 2D lower, probably not going to get a 6. So, character sheet. Okay, great. Let's see. And I just roll insight, I think. Bonus dice 0.
There you go.
Cool. All
Okay,
right.
so clear 4 stress.
4. Yeah, that's great.
Hmm.
Cool. 1 stress left. And then
Okay.
we'll train prowess. 1,
Oh,
2.
sorry. Do you want to spend a coin to do
Okay.
anything else?
Oh, yeah, that's right. No. I will
Okay.
yield the floor to other people.
Cool.
All right. Okay.
So question, does taking Ingrid out count as a downtime activity?
It does, but it's the coin that you spend to do so.
Perfect. That was the next thing I was going to request. So coin spent. I'm going to train prowess for 1, 2, and then I am going to try and, as the spider, do my job and lower some heat.
Sure.
And basically, like any kind of reference to, was the Freaky Fingers involved in this theft? Like, there's this theft, and it's like, no. We may have been there, but we were actually working with the Blue Coats, believe it, or excuse me, not the Blue Coats, the Spirit Wardens, believe it or not. And just
we were there, but we didn't do all these wrong things.
Right. That totally was not us.
we were definitely involved.
Yeah.
Consort probably. Well, it doesn't matter. They're all the same for die roll
For your
purposes.
social ones, yeah. Oof.
Ooh,
I'm going to
geez.
spend a
You're one?
coin. Wait, hang on.
Do you have 2?
Yeah, I did. I now do not. So, because that bumps it to, because normally that would be
2.
1. So now it's
Spend a coin
2.
to clear 2.
Perfect. I had that panic of, oh no, that's a bad thing. But actually, no, it's not.
No.
Okay.
Can't really have super bad things. Like, indulging your vice is the only one that really can go wrong.
Cool. And can I add Ingrid to my shrewd friends list?
Yes.
Okay.
That's real good. I like that idea.
Cool. I am done.
You also would be able to, at a later point for the crew, if you wanted to, hire her as an expert.
Ooh, cool.
Yep.
Cool.
And that also can be a temporary thing if someone wants to roll to acquire an asset and hire someone for a temporary job. That could be a thing. Hey, Hook's going to go talk to Ingrid for this job.
Which would be terrific when Ingrid shows up and looks over at Cricket. Shh, don't worry about that.
Yep. And Corby.
I'm gonna work on some heat.
You really don't want that heat to go up, huh?
No. The low heat is fine.
We are shadows, sir.
The prison mechanics are so good in this, though.
I plan to
really
I would
never see
rather
them.
not go to prison.
Sure, but less interesting in a short form game. I think maybe. But,
I mean, it can actually, because if I remember correctly, it's basically handled as a set of die rolls, right? Prison.
yeah.
Yep. In a very long-term game, it's really interesting because you can actually get claims in prison.
Right.
Mhm.
Like,
Yeah.
build up your people on the inside and stuff like that. Yeah, it's cool. Cool. So,
I'm
how
thinking
are you
either
using heat?
study or survey to uncover the full extent of what was going on in the house to get everyone focused more on the
Sure.
manor and the family and what happened there.
Sounds like a study.
Study? Okay. Risky or controlled?
Doesn't matter because it's downtown.
Sometimes doesn't matter.
Okay.
6. Not bad.
So that bumps it down.
That will 3 heat. You can spend a coin to clear 5 heat.
Well, we only have.
But we only have 3, so
Mhm.
Cool.
yeah. For most of the like long-term projects and clearing heat and stuff like that, the numbers are 1, 2, 3, and 5. So like
and
if you roll it like for like long-term projects or for crafting things, like rolling a 6 and then spending a coin is really good.
I will train resolve.
Okay.
XP?
You want to spend any coins to do anything else?
No, I'm good for that.
Okay.
I'm
We're all
planning
good.
I'm going to plan a scene with Satara, but probably next session, I guess.
Right. Huh?
Talk about. Yeah. Okay.
Ask her about her brother. See how that goes.
In reducing heat and clearing things and going into some more information gathering, probably covering in the next session. This is where you find out that you hear all the rumors that Lord Merryhall has been arrested. And when you talk to the spirit warden as you kind of hand over the ghost, someone sends you a message a couple of days later and said, "This is being done. But it is not the whole truth."
Well, that's just got Corby.
Yeah, I
hooked on
was
his
going to
finger
say.
now. Just
Corby gains the obsessed condition.
put that hook on her lip and drag her into this mystery. Okay.
And then in a bit of a code that Corby has to spend some time decoding,
Sure.
it said, "A Merryhall committed this murder, but not the one that is arrested."
Oh, whoa.
And on that, we will end for the night. We're all going to do some XP off screen.
Okay.
But thank you so much for tuning in, everybody. I hope you enjoyed it. I am in love with these characters in this game, and I'm so thankful to my fellow players for letting me run it for them.
So much fun.
We are thankful for everyone getting involved. Come by the Discord, eat into.space. I saw that Q&A channel is filling the hell up already, so I'm not really surprised by that, but I am excited about it. We will see y'all next week for another session. Unfortunately, we will not have a cricket for this one.
Shit, other things
we'll
to
see you next
do.
week.
Bye.
Bye, y'all.
Bye.
See you later, everyone.